This is something I've been sort of thinking about doing for a while, and so the fact that I'm here doing this, it feels right. You can't impact people if you are running from something, right? And this moment right here is sort of what I was running from.
Let's go back to 2011 to 2013. When you talk about making an impact on people, you actually made a big impact on people, but not in a positive way, right?
Yeah.
So tell me, who was Joseph Parker then?
So pretty arrogant, quite sort of self-absorbed, selfish in a lot of ways. Someone who thought that the approval of others would fulfill me. You watch a lot of movies, you listen to a lot of music, and those characters are always arrogant, self-absorbed. And although it's a bad example, it's still something that was admirable to me. I admired characters like that.
How did the Roastbusters actually come about?
I mean, we were just some friends hanging out, and we wanted to make, sort of as a joke, we wanted to make a name. It was pretty much just like a show-off, boasting, sort of a brag thing that we thought would last for like a day or a week or something like that. But
and it snowballed.
Yeah, you know.
You were inviting
Yeah.
boys to join the group.
Yeah.
And what about the girls on those typical nights out?
You know, we would try to convince them to be interested, you know, talking to them nicely, saying things like, you know, this Roastbuster reputation, I don't really like this Roastbuster. Like, just sort of saying things to make them trust us, you know, things like that. But it was sort of just picking whoever seemed the most interested, you know. Just more admiration.
So you got attention, you got admiration.
More attention, more admiration.
And that was, it was giving you a hit.
Yeah, it felt good. It felt like we had this sort of like, this sort of brand that we had to live up to, you know what I mean? Because it's like people expect a certain thing of you. You know, when you're known for something, you sort of feel as though you have to live up to that image, otherwise you're gonna let people down. And so when you have people that sort of admire you for something, or you're known for something, and you go to a party and people are recognizing you for that thing, you feel like you have to be more of that thing and amplify that character even more in order to please people. And sort of that was sort of the whole mentality with going to parties. It was kind of like, you know, be more of a douchebag, because people, you know you for being a douchebag and they like you for when you are a douchebag. So be more of it, like, you know, amplify it. It just made me want to pursue it more because of the amount of attention that I was getting, you know. It made me sort of wonder where it could lead, right?
And then you started making the videos.
Yeah.
And that took it a step further.
Yeah, well, that was a bad thing actually. After we put out that video, after I made that video, and then we put it online. This is months before the news picked it up, before you came across before you picked it up. I already saw what it was doing online and the way that people were receiving it, and I already knew that wasn't the reputation that I wanted to be remembered for, that I wanted to be known for. That wasn't the sort of impact that I wanted to have on the world. And so I took the video down.
What do you say to the young women, many of whom you named and shamed online? Yeah. What's your message to them now?
I mean, that was wrong. That was really wrong. I hope that they find man. I mean, as you know, I've already reached out to some girls, and I've tried to reach out to some that I haven't been able to contact. So I have said privately things that I would like to say to them. I've privately apologized for the things that I have done, the wrong that I have caused.
Do you think you will ever fully understand what you put the girls through?
I understand that I put them through a lot of hurt and a lot of pain, but I can only try to understand what they feel and only try to understand this sort of hurt that they've been put through. But I don't think that I will ever fully understand, only because I'm not them. But I can imagine and sympathize with them feeling hurt and feeling angry and feeling, resentful, frustrated.
Yeah. So the fact that you had young women who were suicidal as a result of your actions, how does that sit with you now? How do you look back on your former self?
Really, really confused, really immature. I wouldn't view it as something that I would deem as being good now, right? I don't see that as being a behavior and a lifestyle and a way of living that's admirable at all, for sure. I deem it as the opposite of admirable.
At what point did you realise that group sex with an underage female, a non-consenting, often drunk female, was not okay? That's a crime. At what point did you realise that?
I mean, the police have all the details on every single complaint, and they decided not to press charges for a reason. A lot of details that they know about, and they came to the conclusion that they did for a reason. I'm not here to defend the Roastbusters and make the Roastbusters seem like we were saints, because we weren't. We made a lot of mistakes, did a lot of things wrong, but at the same time we also weren't the monsters that everybody thought that we were, and we didn't do all the things that people thought we did.
By doing this interview, did it ever cross your mind that you were almost re-victimising the women potentially?
By doing this interview, I understand that some of the people that I've hurt will be exposed to the past again. I understand that. But this is in a different light. I'm here admitting that I was living a wrong lifestyle and I was negatively impacting people. I'm here in a different light. I understand it's bringing up the past for them, but I hope that they can see that there is a change in my heart, and they can see that I am here trying to make amends and make it better,